NYC feels like the center of the world for a weird reason. It can make one person feel tiny, yet somehow more connected than anywhere else. That isn't magic, and it's not just Manhattan hype. It's the way the city behaves like a living switchboard, snapping signals between people, money, culture, and time. The paradox is that it looks chaotic up close, but it runs on patterns, borough rhythm, harbor heartbeat, and a kind of street grid logic that rewards anyone who learns to read it. Once that clicks, the skyline stops being a poster and starts being a system with gravity, pulling attention, decisions, and ambition inward. So, instead of trivia, this is a map in words. The city's shape, the water, the movement, and why it all adds up to that unmistakable city signal. NYC has 5 boroughs: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island. Manhattan's the famous centerpiece, sure. But the real power is how all 5 parts work together, like a band where each instrument carries a different section. A simple analogy makes it stick. 5 boroughs, 5 playlists, different sounds, same city, same beat underneath. That shared beat is the borough rhythm. People live in one place, work in another, recharge somewhere else, and the day still holds together. And the stage for all of it is geographic. NYC sits on the US, East Coast around a huge natural harbor. Hello, harbor heartbeat, which sets up the next clue. Water explains everything. To the west is the Hudson River, and it's also a boundary with New Jersey, which already tells a person the city isn't just a city, it's a region stitched together. To the east is the East River, and here's the sneaky part. It's not really a river. It's a tidal estuary, basically water that changes its mind twice a day. That matters because NYC isn't built beside water like decoration. It's built inside water like a frame. So bridges, tunnels, ferries, and shorelines aren't accessories. They're the staples holding the picture together, keeping the city signal continuous. And once crossings become life or death for daily flow, the next question becomes physical. How does it feel to move through NYC? At street level, NYC is constant motion. Taxis, delivery trucks, buses, bikes, and people moving like the sidewalk is a timed test. Some studies say people lose around 56 hours a year in traffic, which makes the point fast. Street traffic can't be the main operating system, so the subway, buses, walking, and bike share become the real engine, the part that scales with density and keeps the borough rhythm from falling apart. A practical rule locals learn without saying it. Use trains for distance, walking for precision, buses for crosstown, and let the city's street grid logic do the rest. After a while, NYC stops feeling like a place and starts feeling like a system, which raises the next curiosity. Who built a system like this, and how did it get global? NYC began as New Amsterdam, then became New York. Same geography, new ownership, bigger ambitions. It grew through trade, industry, immigration, and skyscrapers, basically stacking opportunity on top of that natural harbor advantage. It dipped, rebounded, and reinvented itself again and again, like software that keeps updating. Same name, new version. That reinvention is part of the city signal. The city doesn't wait to feel ready, it upgrades while running. And the upgrades show up as symbols, icons that people photograph. But the real question is what those icons mean. The Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island aren't just landmarks, they represent starting over. And the emotional weight of that idea is a huge piece of NYC's myth. Times Square is attention engineered, built to be seen, built to broadcast, like the city turning the switchboard volume up on purpose. Central Park is the opposite, breathing space designed into the chaos, proof that the city knows it can't run at 100% forever without melting down. Then there's the vertical story. Empire State, one world trade. When land runs out, the city goes up. turning street grid logic into skyline logic. And the Brooklyn Bridge ties it together in a way a person can literally feel. Walking across it is like watching the city change skins in real time. Water below, motion everywhere. That harbor heartbeat making the whole frame make sense. That's why NYC can flip from calm to chaos in minutes. One quiet patch of green, then a burst of screens and horns like the city's switching channels mid-sentence. And once that contrast becomes obvious, the next layer almost explains itself. Food and daily life show why it feels global. NYC's food is a living map. Pizza, bagels, hot dogs, classic. But the real story is the mix of vendors, ethnic markets, and mom-and-pop spots that carry entire histories in a single bite. The city's signature visual is contrast. A $2 snack next to a luxury store, like two worlds sharing the same sidewalk without introducing themselves. That contrast isn't just a vibe, it's density layering lives together. And it keeps the city signal loud, because everything happens close enough to collide. And the modern reason the city stays global is simple. Finance, media, fashion, tech. NYC stays busy because decisions happen here, then ripple outward. So if this place is a system with gravity, the final move is stealing the lesson, not the souvenir. The real flex isn't knowing NYC facts, it's seeing the map in words behind the noise. When someone learns to notice the harbor heartbeat, the borough rhythm and the street grid logic, the city stops being a blur and becomes readable. So the challenge is provocative and simple. Next time a skyline, bridge, ferry, or subway line appears, ask one question. What problem is this solving? Movement, space, attention, money, identity. And then ask an even sharper question. If NYC can turn chaos into coordination, where in life is a person still pretending a system can't be built? Drop a comment. What makes NYC feel most like the center of the world? Water, movement, icons, food, or contrast? And subscribe, plus turn on notifications to keep learning how geography quietly runs the world.